What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Stay Tuned Podcast. Hi, Tom.
Hey, Tim.
How you doing today?
I'm feeling glorious.
Because I won't give in till I'm victorious. There
Exactly.
it is.
It's the best wrestling theme song.
We just need to start singing our own theme songs before we even start this show.
There's a while there where I was singing us going out.
You do. You still do that occasionally, so...
Yeah.
I'll
do it today, maybe.
Do it today. Well,
Maybe.
today is Summerslam.
Yeah. It's been a big week for wrestling.
Yeah.
And like
games.
a real big weekend. And then last weekend was good too for New Japan, so man, wrestling's big.
It's a good time to be a wrestling fan.
Yeah.
But the question has to be asked, is there too much going on now?
No. Because
it's never enough.
Season 3 of Lucha Underground doesn't start until like September 7th, so
that's when it's too much. Whenever you have Lucha, New Japan, Ring of Honor, WWE, NXT, TNA.
Yeah.
That's whenever
you gotta drop one, and for me it's TNA.
It's always TNA.
Even though it has been pretty good.
Even though I don't like the hexagon ring or whatever.
Delete.
That was a cool thing. But anyways, before we get to wrestling, a couple things to talk about today that's been happening the past couple weeks. But first off, Tom's favorite Steam game, Dead by Daylight, got a new update.
Say, Binding of Isaac. We're going to talk about I didn't even know that.
Got a new update. I guess it's 1.10 is what they're calling it. But it added the nurse killer and a new survivor, Nia. And Tom has not seen them yet.
No, and I never will.
The nurse can be the most terrifying thing that's ever walked the earth.
I saw some streams of it.
And if you have
a little strong.
It's not. So if you play against a bad nurse, it's really easy.
Yeah.
But if you play against a good nurse, it's the most difficult thing you're ever going to do.
Yeah.
And I've played against both. I've played against a really good nurse and I've played against a really bad nurse. But people are still typically staying to what they know best. So whether it's the Wraith, the Trapper, the Hillbilly, some people are going over to the nurse, and the nurse is very strong. But I don't know. I have my games. I've played her a couple times. I've had really good games and really bad games. But that's no different than any other killer I've ever played on there, though. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, it's an update. It's free if you own the game. You just have to literally... I don't like the fact that you literally just click a check mark, because it's already installed with the the latest update from like last Thursday. But you still have to click a little check mark box to say, I want to run this add-on or this DLC.
Oh, that's weird.
It is weird. Like, I literally clicked it and it said installed, and I was like, wait, what? Like, I didn't do anything. I mean, I know I got decent internet, like 125 or something like that, but I was like, it didn't even say it downloaded. It just said it was installed. That was weird. But
yeah, that is kind of strange. That it isn't just like if you buy it, it's or whatever. Or wait, you don't have to buy it. It's free, right?
It's free, yeah. It's free DLC.
But that it doesn't like auto install. That's really strange.
Yeah, it auto installs, but you have to click the button to say that it's installed.
That's weird.
Yeah, but anyways, the reason I'm talking about Dead by Daylight, not just because the update, but because Friday the 13th is getting closer and closer and closer, and I'm getting more and more and more excited about this game. But something me and Tom were talking about before the stream, if we think back to like Call of Duty Black Ops 1 or Black Ops 2, they had this thing where if you were in a party, at least on the console. I don't think the PC was like this. If you were in a party chat, you could not be in that game. And I'm really hoping
restricted in certain play modes.
Yeah, so like
you
there
weren't
was
allowed to play
like whatever,
like search and destroy in a party chat or something like that, or free for all in a party chat.
I'm hoping they add something like that. Like if they say they create something like ranked, like I still want to play in a party with Tom as counselors, but I want that restriction on me as a counselor. Because in Dead by Daylight now with Survive with Friends, you know, Tom could be all the way across the map. I could be on the other side, and I can say, hey, the killer's chasing me. And then Tom is free to do whatever he wants to do without any fear of repercussions. Which I don't like that.
Yeah, so I like that idea. The only weird thing about that example that you just put forth is that it assumes that the game actually works.
Yes. But I think Friday the 13th will.
I hope so.
It's also coming to console mostly. I think it's going to be big on the console. I hope so.
We'll see.
But no, I hope they have something like that
Kickstarter.
to where it's, yeah, me too. So I hope it's like that to where if me and Tom are within a certain range, we can talk to each other. But then, like, say Jason shows up and starts chasing Tom, and I run the other way, then I should no longer hear anything that's going on with Tom, besides maybe him screaming as he gets slashed. Just his character, not actually him.
No, it'll be me too. It'll be both.
We're gonna hear Tom, and it's like, is your character okay?
I think it'd be awesome if you're getting killed in that game and you're dying. Everybody should be able to hear your like death scream.
Yeah,
that would be great.
So that's just something I wanted to bring up, just because I think that that's such a cool concept. And if they had that in Dead by Daylight, I think it would be perfect. But they don't, so it kind of sucks. But also, if the killer's around, or like if Jason's around, he should be able to hear you talking as well.
Yeah, for sure. That'd
so
be
like,
really neat.
if Jason's like behind a tree and me and Tom are like, okay, let's go here and get this radio part, and then go back over here. I think the radio's in this cabin. Jason should be able to hear everything we say if he's within that same proximity as what counselors need to be in to hear each other.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
Yeah. All right. Next thing on the list for video games, WoW Legion patch dropped a couple weeks ago, and the invasions have started. The actual expansion drops the 30th, which is not this Tuesday, but the next Tuesday, like 9 days away, and it's going to be awesome. But, Tom, this would be a good time for you to come back if you do, because you can do the invasions at any level above level 10, and whenever you do them, you get a crap ton of experience. Like, I went from 91 to 100 in about 3.5 hours.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dang. That's pretty good.
Yeah, and actually you get boxes that have gear inside of them that's appropriate for your level. So if you literally did them from, like, say, with your heirloom gear that you have on, like from 70 to 100, you would get a lot of boxes, and you could save them till you're level 100, and then just open all of them up at level 100 and get a crap ton of good gear.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, so it's whenever you
it's
open
not
the
like
box.
You get it, and it's like, oh, it auto-opened for you.
No, you open it whenever you want, but, like, so my shaman, I got a bunch of them, like, at 91, and then I saved them until I got to 100, and I opened it, and now I'm in, like, full blue item level 700 gear, which will be great for the launch of the expansion.
Good.
And you're not going to play it probably, but that's all right.
I probably won't. I think I bought it because I wanted the Heroes of the Storm thing, so I think I have it. So I'm dumb. But, yeah, I don't know. Like, multiplayer games, and, like, I'm excited for the next game we're going to talk about. But, I don't know. I'm just not feeling multiplayer games right now. I don't know what it is. Like, I'm ready. I think Friday the 13th will be cool, but I don't know. I just would rather play single-player games.
Yep.
So right now.
All right, so the next game we're talking about, the Titanfall 2. So, disclosure, this is a pre-alpha tech test. This is not any type of, this is how the final product's going to be.
Let's hope not, because it's also broken.
Yes. So there's a bunch of things wrong with it, but there's a bunch of things right with it, too.
Like the gameplay, which is the important thing.
Yes, is really good. So, back on our first, I think one of our first episodes, or like our third or fourth episode, we talked about our favorite games of 2014. And I think Titanfall was number 2 for me, and I rated it a 10 out of 10. And I loved it. And so my excitement for this is really, like, soaring through the roof. but at the same time, I'm trying to contain myself because I've gotten excited for games before and been severely let down. I'm sure you have too. So I'm trying to contain my excitement to where I don't get too excited. Then I'm expecting this game to be the greatest thing since sliced bread, and it's terrible.
Yeah,
which I don't think. Now that I've played the alpha, I don't think it's gonna be terrible.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be good. And it'll depend on what the maps are and what the community is like, because the community kind of fell off of Titanfall 1 pretty quickly compared to some other games.
It was about a month, maybe 2 months max.
Yeah, but yeah, I think from this pre-alpha test to multiplayer participation ribbon, whatever, there's a lot of words that are describing this thing. I think the gameplay is spot on. It's just as fun as ever to run around the map and jetpack and run along walls and stall on walls. And now there's a grappling hook, which it's taking some time to get used to, but when you do use it correctly, it's pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully the full game is as fun as this has been, the 2 hours that I played of it. Just more weapons and different Titans and stuff like that. I will say that I didn't really care for the Flame Scorcher Titan thing.
I haven't even played him yet. I've been enjoying Ion too much.
He has a really cool thing with his right bumper move where he smacks his arm down and a thing of fire erupts across the map, and anyone that goes through it gets hurt, which is cool. But I don't like his gun at all. So hopefully you can kind of change your gun like you could in the first one. But yeah, a lot of promise with that game. The matchmaking party mode stuff doesn't work at all, so that kind of sucks. And it's a little cumbersome with that whole network. There's networks you have to join in order to.
Yeah, which I'm thinking that might get ironed out later, but
I hope so.
If just the invite friends button would work, I think it'd be fantastic. I don't think somebody shouldn't have to join my network to play Titanfall with me or you or anybody else. It should be just
really small nitpick, but at the main screen it's play game at customize options, whatever, and then at the bottom is your networks. And if you are in the main network that you get auto added to at the beginning, and you scroll down too far, it doesn't shoot you back to the top. You got to go through all these names. It's really dumb.
Yeah, I had that problem yesterday too. So
I was like, "What is this?
What is this?
What is this?" But yeah, it's fun and it'll be good.
Yeah, so I really like the gameplay of it. There's a couple things that I would like to see change. So I like a lot of the things they've added, and I hate some of the stuff they've added. So but then again, I'm also thinking that this is just a tech test for them, server side or something like that.
Yeah.
Because I like the idea of the way the new Titan abilities are. Before it was super dash, damage, or tanky. Now it's bro, you got this big ass beam that comes out of your chest, or you got this big fire thing. I'm really hoping that it's I can choose that as my, because there's also another thing I saw in one of the demos where the shoulder cannon that looked like the micro missiles from the first game popped up and just bombarded somebody. I was like, okay, that was pretty sick.
That'd be cool.
So I'm hoping that they have a couple different things. Still, I like the idea of the other Titans. It was speed, damage, health. That was very basic, but I like the fact that they're changing stuff and adding to it. But I want to be able to customize my Titan. So if I choose the Ion Titan, which I've been enjoying a lot so far, let me use the Scorcher gun. But then again, like I said, this is just the tech test. So that might be very possible, because also in the demo before the game starts, it talks about loadouts, and you can see that on the right there's a lot more options on the right-hand side for customizing your actual character. So you don't have to be a robot if you use the stem pack or the grapple hook, and you could also be a robot if you choose to do the sonar or the stealth, which I think is really cool.
Nice.
Character customization will be great because it wasn't in the first game at all. Besides, what was it? They added some what was it? The decals you could have on your Titan that you couldn't even see.
Right.
Yeah.
You have an off-topic question. What's up?
But moving on to wrestling, we'll get to that question once it pops up.
Real quick, sorry,
Yes.
before wrestling. Played No Man's Sky. It's cool, a little boring, but that's fine. So I feel like it's a game I can play.
It's a little boring.
Yeah, because it's like you go to the worlds, you like land on a world and you like scan stuff and you find different things, but it's not, there isn't like a main story that's like I really want to see this. It's like just explore the world. So, and could get kind of repetitive, so I'm playing it in like very small bursts, which has been good. I've only played like 5 hours so far, but I'm still liking it. I'm not expecting it to be like the greatest game of all time, which some people clearly did.
Yeah.
Because people are getting real mad because they're babies and they can't handle that a game can change in development. From the pre-release stuff, don't take a trailer as being exactly what the game is going to be.
No.
Like, that's stupid. We've seen that time and again. But it's fun. Batman Telltale series, that was a lot of fun. Love Batman. That was a good one.
You finished episode 1, right?
I did. It was pretty short. Most of those Telltale games, like the episodes are like 3 to 3.5, 4 hours. That one was like 2, which is fine. I mean, that's fine with me.
I mean, still, it ain't even like you think 5 episodes, 10 to 15 hours for $25. That ain't too bad.
No, not at all. And I feel like if it would have been longer, I felt like it was the perfect length. It didn't need to be longer. But that was really good. It's a cool look at Bruce Wayne, kind of the more Bruce Wayne-y side of Batman. And then Super Hot, which I was playing one day, was really fun.
Yeah, I've played Heart and Slash. It's fun, but I wouldn't really recommend it because it's one of those, like, after you die, you have to go back to the beginning. But literally, you go back.
Roguelike? Like the best games of all time, Binding of Isaac?
But it's like in 3D, and it gets really disorienting, and the camera messes up a lot.
That sucks.
Well, like the camera literally goes under the ground, and it starts shaking like crazy, and it's hard to tell what's going on. So it's all good, though. It is all good. All right.
So let's talk wrestling.
Wrestling. So NXT Brooklyn 2 was last night. I haven't watched it yet, but I have seen the results, which I don't have pulled up right now, but
I do, and I watched it. You want me to?
Go ahead.
Yeah. So NXT Takeover Brooklyn 2. So it was a really good show. Again, let's see. It started off with Austin Aries versus No Way Jose. Seeing No Way Jose live when they came last time, a couple months ago, really made me enjoy him a lot. I mean, he's always been fun, but seeing him in person makes him... It's like super infectious, this whole no way, Jose kind of thing. And even my dad and my brother-in-law and my sister were really enjoying his entrance and his song and all that and his dancing at first. So that was fun. Austin Aries is great as always, as the greatest man who ever lived. Just a really perfect, kind of cocky, bad guy. And it was cool seeing No Way Jose get real serious over the past few weeks on NXT and do that again in this match. Austin Aries ends up winning by submission in what ended up being a pretty good match to start with. I feel like No Way Jose, I don't know if he could ever be a main event guy, but that dude could open every show
and do a really good job
for the rest of all time, and it would get people going because of his whole theme song and all that stuff. The next match was Ember Moon versus Billy Kay. Rip Joe's tittle. Billy Kay is not a bad wrestler by any means. She did well last night against Ember Moon, who is debuting, who is known as Athena on the indies, who's like super athletic and really awesome. But Billy Kay is a really puzzling person, like her character. She says she's the femme fatale of NXT, but literally has no character whatsoever and like doesn't talk or say anything. So she's just like wears this big long cape and wears this really weird outfit. And every time I've ever seen her on a show, it just gets really quiet because no one knows what to think. Like the 2 times I've seen NXT in person, she wrestled Nia Jax the first time, and then she wrestled Asuka the next time. And literally everyone is like cheering and going crazy for like every single entrance. And this happened last night too. And then she comes out, and literally it's just nothing. It's crickets. So she needs to work on her whole character and stuff. So Ember Moon ends up winning. I don't know what they call her her finishing maneuver now, but in the indies it was called the O face, which is where she jumps off of the top rope and like does a neck breaker on the person, and it's really cool, super athletic move. So she looked really good, and she had red contacts, so she looked kind of scary.
Whoa! Yeah, but everything scares Tom, so don't take that for face value.
That is true, but she had red eyes. It's like blood in her eyes. Like it was an ember moon because there was a red moon in her entrance.
Oh my god!
Oh shit! I forgot. After Austin Aries beat No Way Jose.
Yeah, I read about this.
Yeah, he went back to put him in the submission move one more time, and your boy Hideo Itami.
He's back.
Came out, in a suit and like these shoes, but his pants were a little small, so you could like see his ankles. It was kind of weird, but. Sidetrack. He gets into the ring. He kicks Austin Aries in the side of the head, and then he picks him up for the GTS. And I was like, "There's no way he's gonna hit this," and he did it.
And he did.
First time on NXT television that he's done it. He did it to Tyler Breeze before WrestleMania 31 at like a non-televised thing. But yeah, first time doing it, and the place went nuts. It was so cool. But then after Ember Moon won, Bobby Roode debuted, and as
finally
song today, he's been wrestling on NXT shows for months outside of the actual TV show, and he hasn't wrestled yet on the TV show, even though he's shown up a few times. But he has the most glorious entrance music ever.
So he was at the NXT Dallas. Yeah. That's whenever he was first ever seen at NXT, right?
Yeah, he was at TakeOver Dallas, so that was a few months ago.
Yeah, right before WrestleMania. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I was just trying to remind myself where I saw him first.
Yeah.
On WWE, at least.
But he came out, and he was like 15 feet in the air. He was definitely on a scissor lift that was like covered in with like some kind of like covering thing, so you couldn't tell it was a scissor lift, but it definitely was. But anyway, so his theme song starts, and he's just looking all smug up there with his arms out, and it just like slowly lowers him down. It was so great. My dad was like, "Who is this guy?"
He's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, I was like, "Oh, he's pretty good. He's been wrestling for a long time. He's pretty awesome." But he was like, "Yeah, this guy must be a bad guy, isn't he? He seems pretty full of himself." Yeah. And then he fought against Andrade Cien Almas, who is supposed to be the good guy, supposed to be the face. Bobby Roode's supposed to be the heel, but Bobby Roode got all the cheers, especially to start with, and then Cien got all the boos. He ended up kind of turning the crowd a little bit at the end, which is good. But Bobby Roode ends up winning. His new finisher kind of sucks. He just kind of does this like pump handle slam thing that doesn't look very threatening or anything. Yeah. But anyway, I'm glad he won. Because it was awesome. And yeah, he was definitely like super, super popular with everybody. The next match was my favorite match of the night, and I figured it was going to be going into it. It was the Revival versus Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa.
Johnny Wrestling.
Tag Team Championship. Yeah, Johnny Wrestling.
Is Gargano actually on NXT now?
So, I don't know. I think they're both technically not like full-time WWE until the end of September. That's like when their last indie dates are.
Because they've been like in and out, like at house shows and live shows and stuff like that. So
yeah, so that's why I think they didn't quite give them the titles here, because they're not technically under contract.
But they are so over.
Oh my god, that's because they're incredible. Like they're so good. And I knew this was going to be a great match, and this match cemented the Revival as not only one of my favorite teams, but also easily like the best heels in all of wrestling, because I hate them so much and I want them to lose every single match, and it actually emotionally gets to me when they win. Can you shut up? You literally don't meow ever unless we're doing the podcast.
Maggie, go to your room.
I was going to pick you up and then you jumped away. Anyway, so this was a great back and forth match. I mean, there were probably like 35 near falls at the end of this match. And my dad started getting frustrated because he was like, how many times are they going to do this? And I just pointed to him and I said, "Yeah, they got you. They got you. Really suck your G in there." And it was funny too because my mom was watching and one of the guys was like holding his jaw and she's like, "Oh my gosh, is he actually hurt?"
No.
They got you. But yeah, so this was a great match. Revival ended up winning after they pulled some shenanigans multiple times, like they do, pulling people off of off of the apron when they're about to get tagged in, doing stuff while the ref isn't looking and all that. And thought Johnny Gargano had the win multiple times. He ends up getting his knee hurt, and they end up doing a top rope splash onto his knee, like a stomp onto his knee, and then they end up submitting him for the win. But it was an awesome match. Definitely the highlight of the night. Then after that was Asuka versus Bayley. I don't know why, but I don't know if these two have very good chemistry together. I just don't care so much about their matches. They're both great individually. But just like the last TakeOver Dallas, and part of it too is they got cemented between the championship match and the tag team match, which were both amazing on both shows. So it kind of didn't do them any favors either way. But I kind of tuned out during this match. I didn't really care so much. Asuka won again. She kicked Bayley in the side of the head a bunch, which led to the win, which I thought was cool. It was different than just the Asuka lock, because Bayley broke out of the Asuka lock and stuff. But yeah, Asuka's cool. She's good, but she's real boring. I couldn't care less anything that she does. So I really wish that they would get her to develop some kind of personality at all whatsoever.
I think part of it's also due to the language barrier. But
even then, Shinsuke Nakamura, before he even said a word, in his match against Sami Zayn, it's you could tell that he had a personality to him and he made things fun. Asuka's just I'm going to kick you real hard, which is cool.
I'll kick you in the face.
Yeah, but it's just kind of I don't know. It's not like the dynamic, because I rewatched Sasha versus Bayley from last year's TakeOver, where, there's a clear story there of Sasha, beating down on Bayley while they're in NXT together, and then she's the cocky heel going into it, and Bayley's finally gets her another shot at the title that she's lost so many times, and she finally overcomes this bully to win it. And this is just like last time. It's Asuka's real good at wrestling, Bayley's a champ, Asuka won, and then this time it's Bayley wants to win the championship again, and that's not really
okay.
That's her only motivation for it.
I mean, then again, last time at Brooklyn it was Bayley versus quite possibly the worst women's wrestler ever. So
that's true. That's true.
There is that.
Wow. Wow. You mean the best? I know you mean the best.
Oh, my bad. I meant the worst.
Oh yeah, you meant the best. But yeah, so it was okay. Not bad by any means, because they're both good wrestlers, but just don't really care. Especially because Nakamura and Samoa Joe was awesome.
As it would have been.
Lots of back and forth. As Nakamura was entering the ring, there was an actual guy there playing the violin for his song, and it was awesome. It was one of the coolest entrances I've seen in NXT for sure. Probably the coolest. And then, of course, Joe just walks the ring like a badass, and they just start beating each other up for 20 minutes. And Nakamura kicked out of the Muscle Buster, and he escaped from that one submission. Crap, can't remember it. Which no one really does against Samoa Joe. So that was kind of cool. And then he ended up hitting Joe with the Kinshasa to win after he hit him with a couple other moves as well. So yeah, it's a new NXT champion, Shinsuke Nakamura.
Which is awesome.
Yes, because he is fantastic. Don't know what this means for Joe. It did look like during the match that he may have broken his jaw or something happened with his jaw, because the ref did the whole X thing. And it definitely didn't look like a regular old injury. So hopefully he's okay. But hopefully Joe moves up to SmackDown or Raw or something, because he is insanely good and would be great on those shows.
I think he'd be great on SmackDown.
Yeah, I would like to see him versus Dean
Yeah.
I think that would be pretty cool.
Survivor Series.
Yeah, he'd be good on SmackDown because we don't really. I mean, with Rollins and Reigns and all that, and Raw's in good shape. Yeah, he'd be good on SmackDown. And then hopefully Bayley's getting called up because if she's not getting called up after this, then I don't know what.
What's the point? Yeah. Usually they're
gonna lock Bayley in a cage.
It was always so bad. I think whenever like Kevin Owens, Sasha Banks, like they come up there and they have the title, and it's like, yeah, you got called up, but you got to go back and be very predictable because you're gonna lose your next 2 pay-per-view matches. So
and that's what kind of sucked about the women's match too, is that it's like there's no way Bayley's winning.
Yeah.
Which is a bummer because part of her character is dependent on like I really think Bayley can win, and I knew that like going into this there is no way that Bayley.
Nope, she's gone. She's going up to the main roster.
Whereas the other matches, anybody could have won, so it made it a little more exciting. But yeah, overall it was another fantastic show. That tag team match was incredible. So was the championship match. So yeah, you should watch it, Tim.
I'm going to. Probably tomorrow. All right, so let's move on to SummerSlam.
Yes.
The biggest show of the summer.
Yes.
The biggest party of the summer, sorry.
And it's no party if there's not a Flo Rida song.
Yeah.
Which
no, I'm
there
good.
is this year.
All right, so looking at the card from the bottom to the top. Not saying I agree with these orders or what's where, but this is just the facts. So
first of all, I'm watching it. I'm looking at it on the Wikipedia, and it's the last match listed is the 6-woman tag. So if that's a main event,
no, it's not.
Hell yeah!
So what I see on here is American Alpha, the Hype Bros, and the Usos versus Breezango, the Ascension, and the Vaudevillains.
Why aren't American Alpha on the main card?
Yeah, why do we not have American Alpha versus Breezango on the main card?
That'd be great.
That'd be fantastic.
Or even just those 2 teams. Even if it was a pre-show, just those 2 teams.
Yeah, I don't like this whole like 6-on-6. This whole 6-on-6 I think is stupid.
It's gonna be insane.
I'm not excited for it. But
no, but American Alpha is definitely pinning the Ascension, right?
They better.
That's definitely what happens.
All right, next one. Kind of excited for this one. My boy Sami Zayn paired up with Neville versus the Dudley Boys.
Yeah.
The Dudley Boys were like the kickoff show, put somebody else over guys. Yeah. Now they were challenging for the tag team championships a year ago, and we were all rooting for them to win.
Yeah.
And now they're the kickoff show, put the face guys over.
They should have the kickoff show championship. And you don't win it by beating them. You get it by being in the kickoff show the most.
Yes.
I can't remember the last time they were actually on a pay-per-view.
Probably last year whenever they fought the New Day for the titles and lost.
Yeah, it had to have been.
So after SummerSlam last year. All right. Next one, Cesaro versus Sheamus.
Yeah.
Go Cesaro.
So Cesaro and Sheamus always put on really good matches.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't get why they're the ones that are doing this best of 7 series. I would much rather it be like Cesaro and Sami Zayn because they're awesome together.
Yeah. Because they're both faces, that's why.
Yeah, I guess. But it's like we've seen Cesaro versus Sheamus so many times.
Yes.
And it's always good, but like
it's totally Baron Corbin versus Ziggler.
But it's like, why are we doing this?
Yeah, it's totally Baron Corbin versus Ziggler.
Yeah, it's just not interesting. And now you know it's going to go 4-3.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to see Sheamus beat Cesaro 3 different times.
Yeah.
That's awful.
Yes.
Yuck.
All right, we'll skip over Jon Stewart. I don't care about him coming back to SummerSlam.
Hey,
all right.
If he causes John Cena to lose again, that'd be cool.
That would be kind of cool. Because, yeah. I didn't even think about that.
2 years in a row.
Yeah. Carmella, Becky Lynch, and Naomi versus Natalya and Alexa Bliss.
All right, going straight to the main event.
Yes.
And TBD.
This says nobody on the actual WWE website.
Somebody is going to come in for
for
Eva Marie, and I would love for it to be Bayley.
Nia
All right,
Jax.
Bayley, you're on the heel team.
Probably Nia Jax.
Maybe.
Yeah, but
these are all SmackDown wrestlers, though.
That's true. Have you seen Naomi's entrance?
Yeah.
I loved it.
It's real weird.
I thought it was cool. Like, how much did we hate on her shoes, like, this time last year?
Go full out. Go full out.
Exactly. I was like, now that she went full out, I'm like, it makes sense. Like,
it's ridiculous, but hey, be different. That's awesome.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I was like, okay, I'm cool with this.
Yeah.
And I really, really like Eva Marie right now because I hate her so much. It's one of those, like...
She's done a great job, and if they don't... or that's a weird thing to say, that she's done a great job, because she literally hasn't done anything to just, like, be there.
But it's been funny. It's like, versus the most spectacular blah, blah, blah.
I love
Eva Marie, who is stuck in traffic and will not make it tonight.
The best part of it, too, is if Corey Graves is on SmackDown. Because he would lose his mind for that entrance. Because I always loved how Corey Graves just... no matter what, he was always good at, even though he's the heel guy, he would always still be like, hey, American Alpha's good, this person's good. But he would always just say, Eva Marie is the greatest human being that's ever lived. Oh, it's a missed opportunity.
I love Corey Graves.
If they don't incorporate this whole suspension into her coming back and her being like, yeah, they suspended me because I was better than everybody. Or something, or she talks about how she bought... whatever, with her money or something like that, just really embrace the character. I think that'll be great.
Yeah. I'm excited, but...
So, I don't know what other female wrestlers they have on.
No.
I'm Rick Harrison, this is my pawn shop. What the hell? Oh, Pawn Stars. That's good. Harambe the Legend 420. Real meme lord. But yeah, so
yep.
I think this might be fun because I like everybody involved in this match.
Yeah, me too. Next match, Intercontinental Champion The Miz with Maurice versus Apollo Crews.
I hope Apollo Crews wins, but
I haven't seen The Miz do anything the past couple weeks.
I know he's
it's been
really
so boring.
But I
love his character, but I like whenever his character just does like random things and wrestles only occasionally.
Yeah, if he just did Miz TV and then wrestled in like a tag match every now and then, that'd be perfect.
Yeah.
But for some inexplicable reason, I think he's gonna win again. Not that I think like Apollo Crews, I think he'd be all right as IC champ. We'll see what he could do with it. But I just feel like The Miz goes on these runs when he wins a championship where he just doesn't lose.
Well, it's more like he just goes on these runs because they don't know what else to do with it. Because,
right, yeah,
because The Miz has the title.
Yeah, and I hope he loses. I hope Apollo Crews wins, but we'll see. I feel like The Miz is going to retain somehow.
Yep. Next match, though, Enzo and Cass versus Jericho and Owens.
Yes.
What are these teams, though? Stupid idiots. That's what this is.
This is going to be great.
This is going to be fantastic.
Especially when they're going to spend the first half of the match just talking at each other.
So did you watch the promo that Enzo and Cass had on the network where after they got drafted, it's like, we went to SmackDown's house. Lights were off. Door was locked. Couldn't get in. Went around to the back door. Back door was open. Went inside. Took all the ice cream out of the freezer. Put it on the counter. Went across the street. Knocked on Raw's door. Knock, knock, knock. There was a big party going on. And then it was like... Big Cass was just naming off different ice cream flavors like butter pecan, and then Enzo was over there like, "How you doing?
Funny.
How you doing?" It's like chocolate. How you doing? Strawberry.
Yeah.
How you doing? So ever since that promo, me and a guy at work, Lump, he loves Enzo and Cass. So like he'll start saying stuff, and I'll be like, "How you doing? How you doing?" So that's like our thing now, and everybody looks at us like we're high, like they think we're high as fuck.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like he'll just be sitting there like, "We got to do this. How you doing? We got to do this. How you doing? We got to do this. How you doing?"
Yeah.
And people just look at both of us like, I'm just sitting there like, "How you doing?"
I just wish that Enzo's promos were even like slightly related to what was being talked about.
But they never are, which is the best part.
It's literally 100% nonsense.
But it's good.
Which I love that Kevin Owens keeps pointing out. He's just like, what you're saying doesn't make any sense. That's why I love Kevin Owens. Yeah, this should be an entertaining match, and I think
the four people
in there together is going to be great.
Because Chris Jericho does amazing promos. Kevin doesn't really. I don't feel like he ever has any promos, but he feeds off what other people say.
Yeah, he just improvises stuff.
Which is amazing because Enzo is the one that like has the improvised promos. So him and Owens going back and forth with Jericho in there, and then just Big Cass spelling out soft to the crowd. It's gonna be great. I'm really excited for this match, even though there's no like nothing on it. But
yeah.
All right, next match, the tag team champions, the New Day, which is actually going to be Xavier Woods and Kofi versus the Club of Gallows and Anderson.
Let's go, Club.
Yeah, nothing against the New Day.
No.
I think this is the prime time without Big E being there to let them drop the titles. I don't want to see them break up the New Day, but the New Day is just so over. They've had the titles for a year. This would be a great way to skyrocket Gallows and Anderson up.
Different.
Yeah.
So, how else to elevate a team that you had just like show up and get beat up inexplicably for months than to have them win the tag titles? So that'll be good, and then it'll, other than just the automatic rematch clause, it'll make sense for like, oh, Big E wasn't there, so whatever, we need deserve a rematch.
And then if anything, in the rematch, let Gallows and Anderson do something shady to like Xavier or Kofi, and then they retain the titles, and then the New Day's out.
And these Gallows and Anderson, I'm loving their doctor thing that they've been doing recently. I think it's great. Those two, they haven't had as big of a chance to talk in WWE, but they are both incredible on the mic. So just giving these two teams more time with each other is going to be great. So I hope the club wins, and I think it's going to happen.
I don't see a reason why it wouldn't.
About that one.
I don't see a reason why it wouldn't.
Yeah.
But all right, next one. I think this is going to be the match of the night. Rusev versus Reigns.
Oh.
Just kidding. No, Sasha Banks versus Charlotte for the Women's Championship. Go, Sasha.
I want Sasha to win in the surprise of the century.
Well, I think it was more of a surprise whenever she won on Raw.
That was really cool, yeah.
But then they talked about, like, Foley even said that they wanted something crazy to happen the first night. And I'm like, that was crazy. Like, I thought for sure that Charlotte was going to win, and then Sasha was going to win a number one contenders match, and then she would win at SummerSlam. But now she is going into SummerSlam, the hottest party of the summer, as the champion.
For only $9.99 on the WWE Network.
Yes.
I love that you just keep calling it the hottest party of the summer.
The hottest party of the summer. You can watch it on the WWE Network for $9.99.
Oh, shit. That's funny.
But no, their chemistry, Sasha Banks and Charlotte's great.
Yes.
I would just... It's hard to... I don't know how much I like Sasha as a face, but Sasha's kind of like... She reminds me of like an Austin face. Like, she's going to do what she wants, how she wants to do it. And whether she's face or heel, she's always going to be the crowd favorite. Yeah,
she is a little awkward as a pure face.
Which is why if Bayley came up and fought Sasha, it'd be perfect again. Because Bayley is super face, like she's like Sami Zayn.
Right, and that's why those two will work so well together, on top of their chemistry. But their characters work so well together. Because the boss character doesn't exactly
scream
fit the
face
mold.
Yeah,
like it's a heel or it's like an in between.
Which is kind of where she's at right now because she's
right.
But what's great about that is you can insert her anywhere at any time.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of like Owens.
She can work with anybody. And I feel like the whole thing with like her getting Dana kicked out of the championship match where she threw the belt at her, that was great because I was like, she had to even the odds somehow, but she wasn't like a Sami Zayn like I'm just going to do it the right way 100% of the time, which is fine with me. So I think Bayley coming up would be great for those two feuding. Although I see that being the WrestleMania match next year, for show. Which will be because it was the match of the year last year in NXT. Oh my god, I watched it again and I got goosebumps at the end when Bayley did the reverse Frankensteiner and then the Bayley to belly. Even though the one I wanted to win lost, and I knew it because I've seen that match like 5 times.
But it's just so good.
It's so good.
All right. Next match. For United States Championship, Rusev versus Roman Reigns. If you want to get Roman Reigns over, put him against Rusev.
Yeah.
Everybody
put him against a foreigner.
So the biggest thing about Rusev is I love Rusev.
He's so good.
But more so than love Rusev, I love to hate Rusev.
Yes.
Like, in a good way. Like, it's one of those, like...
Because you hate Russians.
If Rusev wins, I'm like, well, that sucks, but I'm okay with this. If Rusev loses, we're like, yay, Rusev lost.
Rusev is fantastic, and I'm glad that they're putting him against Roman Reigns, and I really hope that he wins. Because he can really... I mean, he's a great wrestler, and he's actually funny on promos and stuff. Like, he actually does a great job with that. So, yeah, I'm actually looking forward to this a lot. Although I feel like Roman Reigns is going to win, and then it's just going to be his whole redemption thing, and he's going to be the Universal Champion.
But either way, Rusev, win or lose, he gets to go home with Lana tonight. That's not a bad way to go.
No,
all right.
They are married.
Last one. I loved the marriage segment, by the way. I thought it was... That
was great.
That's wondering...
That's the Roman Reigns that we want to see.
Who's going to go through the cake?
Right, exactly.
Who's going to go through the cake?
And you know it's not going to be Roman because they love him too much in his hair. But mid-card Roman is great.
Yeah, I feel like Roman Reigns having that, three-time WWE champion in the mid-card is kind of like what John Cena did for the U.S. title last year. I mean, the title wasn't anywhere in a bad place whenever John Cena won it, but what he did while he had it was so good. And I like the fact that Roman's back down there taking care of that. Hey, buddy. Is that Tom? But I feel like Roman Reigns can kind of do the same thing with the title as well, if he does win it. Because Roman is a big guy. He's got the look. And he's gotten better. I don't like people saying Roman sucks.
No, he's not bad by any means. Sure, he's not as good as other people on the mic. And it's just that it's being shoved down everybody's throats, and it's boring. That's it. I'm not saying Roman's bad either.
Say hi, Tom.
I'm just saying. Hi, Lucas.
He ain't saying nothing. Say hi, Tom. Say, Tom, come over. All right, he's not listening. All right, next match, though. But no, sorry, what you said. I don't like the fact that they were trying to shove Roman Reigns down our throats.
Yeah.
Let him naturally... Like, what they did with Rusev was perfect. It's like, hey, a big guy versus a big guy instead of, Rusev versus Jack Swagger again or something like that where it's really boring. Like, the whole Rusev versus Titus O'Neil as whenever Titus O'Neil was dressed up as Uncle Sam was so terrible.
Yeah. Oh, God. That was awful.
But, yeah. John Cena versus AJ Styles. I think this will be a fantastic match.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to see John Cena win, but I think he's going to win.
AJ Styles is going to win.
I'm hoping that that's the case because John Cena has buried so many people anymore that maybe he realizes, man, maybe I should stop doing that.
Yeah.
Plus, John Cena pissed off Daniel Bryan.
Yeah. Plus, John Cena sucks at SummerSlam, so let's hope that continues.
But I guess that promo that he had, like, oh, even if you lose here, you'll just quit and go somewhere else and wrestle for anybody.
I hated that.
I was like, wow, bro, like, there's not a bunch of indie darlings here on the roster anymore. Like, even Daniel Bryan said, like, I was slightly offended by that promo. Yeah. And I'm like,
Exactly. It's kind of like, oh, really? Are we just going to start shit-talking people that...
Just because you were handed the crown of the WWE and now you're not going anywhere.
Right.
Like, John Cena could literally get fired tomorrow and he'd probably still be just fine. Yeah. Whereas AJ Styles, I'm sure AJ Styles is not in a bad place, but he's probably not in as good a place as John Cena.
No, for sure. But, yeah, I think AJ Styles wins, and hopefully he goes and he fights Dean Ambrose for
oh my God, yes.
title and wins.
You want Little Mac?
Little Mac.
Well, you want the crayon, don't you?
But yeah, so this is going to be another good match. I rewatched that John Cena AJ Styles match, and it was better from the last pay-per-view, and it was better than
Say hi, Tom.
we initially thought.
Okay.
We were both kind of tired during that show.
Yes. It was a very long night.
Oh my God, tonight's going to be like 6 hours.
Dean Ambrose versus Ziggler.
Yes.
I don't really... Ziggler's had so many...
Dolph Ziggler wins.
If he does, it'll be one of those surprises, but it's not going to be a good surprise.
No. And I like Dolph Ziggler, and I like the intensity he's been showing recently, but I am of the mind.
He's lost so many feuds in the past year.
Yeah.
That if he just comes up and it's like, hey, I won the championship. Just like whenever he won the match that got him here, I was like, what? But then like Bray Wyatt he was fighting Bray Wyatt for the #1 contendership. I was like, okay, Bray versus Dean, that could be good, even though we've seen it like a year or two ago, but that could still be good. But no.
Guess what? Bray Wyatt lost again.
Yep.
But yeah, so Ziggler, I've liked the intensity. He's always been a good promo, good wrestler. I'm of the mind though that he's only in here to be fed to Dean Ambrose to make him look more legit by winning his first real feud as champion.
Yeah, his first title defense.
Yeah, his first one-on-one title defense. So.
And then Ambrose versus Styles would be great next time. Say hi, Tom.
I really think that's going to happen.
Say hi, Tom. No, you just want to grab my microphone.
Plus, do we really think that Baron Corbin, if Dolph Ziggler were to win, do we really think Baron Corbin's ready to wrestle in the main event of a SmackDown pay-per-view?
Against Dolph Ziggler again.
All right. Baron Corbin's not on the show. Dolph Ziggler has to lose. They gotta fight again.
So next match, the first ever Universal. Okay, let's talk about this title name, the WWE Universal Champion.
It's dumb.
It doesn't roll well like the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, the WWE Universal Championship.
Yeah.
It just sounds weird.
Yeah, and I don't know what else they would have come up with, but it's just kind of awkward.
It is.
So, yeah, I don't really like the name, but I think it's kind of dumb, but in general, wrestling's pretty dumb. So
Finn Balor versus Seth Rollins.
It's going to be good.
That's all I need to say. I don't care.
I'm disappointed that they didn't save the demon appearing for the first time.
Yes.
Until the actual main event. But I guess I see why they did it, because, they're trying to get in the people that just watch Raw or whatever, and also, that thing's going to sell a lot more toys now that all these little kids have seen it.
Yep. And then last but not least, sorry, go ahead.
I think Seth Rollins wins.
I want Finn Balor
to win. I want Finn Balor to win. But if Finn Balor wins, I won't be that surprised.
Yeah, it would be really awesome to show how much confidence they have in Finn Balor. I mean, he was the champ for a year in NXT. So it's not like he was, I was champ for a couple of weeks or anything, or a month. It was I was down there for a year.
Plus, if they were going to do the Balor Club nonsense,
that would be
the time.
Could you imagine him as the WWE Universal Champion with Gallows and Anderson as the tag team champions in a stable?
That would be crazy, especially because, as I wanted to talk about real quick, Adam Cole beat Jay Lethal for the Ring of Honor World Championship. So Bullet Club is on top in Ring of Honor. Kenny Omega won the G1
Adam Cole,
tournament.
baby.
Exactly. Kenny Omega won the G1 tournament, so he's going to have a title shot, most likely at Wrestle Kingdom 9, 10, 11, whichever one it is, at Wrestle Kingdom in January against probably Okada, which is insane, because that match that he had with Goto and Naito was insane the last 2 days of the G1. So they're there, and then you would add WWE having Finn Balor and the club on there. That'd be crazy.
Yes.
Absolutely crazy.
So go Finn Balor.
Yes.
But even if Seth Rollins wins, I'm not upset. No matter, I told Lump, it's been a very long week. Lump, the guy I work with, that I did the Enzo thing with all the time. He'd just be I'm just so tired. I'm hey man, Sunday, Balor versus Rollins. That was I just kept saying it to him all week and just made him feel better. But
yep.
All right, last one. I don't know why this is the last match. I feel like one of the titles.
Because Brock's a real fighter.
Brock Lesnar versus Randy Orton. I don't really care.
I was gonna say the same thing. I really don't care.
They're both on different shows too.
Yeah. So I hope Randy Orton wins.
It would be
First
very
of
much a
all,
surprise.
because it'd be a surprise.
It would
Second,
elevate SmackDown.
Elevate SmackDown. Third, Brock Lesnar's boring. 4, I feel like if WWE was like, hey, the biggest show of the summer, the second biggest show of the year for us, and the guy that's in the main event and wins this scripted thing is a guy that tested positive for steroids, that'd be kind of dumb.
I don't think it was steroids. I think it was like an anti-estrogen something or whatever.
Yeah, but
I don't know what that means, but
performance-enhancing drugs.
yeah.
So either way, I just feel like it'd be
no matter who wins, they have tested positive at some point in their life.
But Randy's at least have been a little while.
Yeah, it's been a minute or years, but
He wasn't in the spotlight of, hey, Brock Lesnar was at UFC 200 and he won in his big comeback, highly televised and publicized, and then he tested positive. So.
Yep. All right, so let's go over this match card one more time. The 6-man tag match, 6-on-6. Go American Alpha. Zayn and Neville versus Dudley's.
Zayn and Neville.
Yeah, Zayn and Neville.
They gonna win.
Cesaro and Sheamus. Just let Cesaro win all 7.
Just have him do 4 and it's over.
Jon Stewart to screw over Finn Balor, to screw over John Cena so AJ Styles wins.
Maybe he screws over Seth Rollins.
Ooh, that'd be cool. Carmella, Becky Lynch, and Naomi versus Natalya and Alexa Bliss.
And
TBD. I hope it's a good match.
I hope it's Billy Kay.
The Miz versus Apollo Crews for the IC Championship. Go Apollo Crews. Enzo and Cass versus Jericho and Owens.
Jericho and Owens.
I'll go with Enzo and Cass. Go Enzo and Cass.
Enzo and Cass don't win matches, though. That's the difference.
Anyway. I know. The New Day versus Gallows and Anderson for the WWE Tag Team Champions.
Let's go
Gallows and
Klubski.
Anderson. Yep, go Club. Sasha versus Charlotte for the WWE Women's Championship. Go Sasha. United States Champion Rusev versus Roman Reigns.
Rusev.
Go Rusev, yeah. John Cena versus AJ Styles.
AJ Styles.
Styles Clash to finish it off.
Yeah, have John Cena lose the Styles Clash. That'd be so good.
Dean Ambrose versus Dolph Ziggler for the WWE World Championship. Go Dean. Finn Balor versus Seth Rollins for the first ever WWE Universal Champion.
Finn.
Go Finn Balor. And Brock Lesnar versus Randy Orton.
Randy.
Me too. But, yeah. I am... How excited are you for this card?
I think it's going to be great. I am super excited.
Me too.
NXT was great. Again, this is going to be great. I'm excited. Positivity.
What's the match you're most excited for?
I guess.
The Women's Championship match.
Yeah.
I am most excited for Balor versus Rollins.
That's my number 2.
Yeah, my number 2 is probably Cena versus Styles. I guess I'm excited for those two because I feel like they're unpredictable and either person could win. Whereas,
so
we have been wrong.
I like those, but I also just like that
Sasha. Yeah, I mean we have been wrong before, but I feel like those two right there are probably the most unpredictable ones that actually carry weight.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, the 6-woman tag match, that's unpredictable, but I don't feel like that really carries any weight.
Right. Yeah.
That's just to get the SmackDown women to a match in wrestling or on the SummerSlam.
Who does Alicia Fox?
What if Emma came back?
That would be great.
Or Nikki Bella.
That could happen too.
Because she got cleared finally, but
yeah,
I'd like to see Emma come back though. I think that would be cool because I hate her gloves.
Yeah, I hope Emma comes back.
And she's hot.
She's awesome.
And she's hot.
That too.
I hate her gloves and she's hot.
That's always a good thing.
Can you say hi, Tom? Hi, Tom.
Yeah.
Alrighty. But yeah, I think SummerSlam's going to be great. It's going to probably be like 17 hours long. But yeah, John Cena.
Yeah, let's. I'm looking forward
Anyways,
to it.
Yes.
Wrestling's been real good recently, so I'm excited.
And it's only going to get better. But that's going to do it for us this week.
John Cena.
Thanks for tuning in. Can you say bye, Tom?
Yay!
Bye, Tom. Tom's going to come over and hang out. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, you guys, thanks for tuning in. Like, follow, subscribe, all that great stuff. And we will see you next week. Say bye.
Yeah.
Say bye.
It's like, I already said it.
You gonna sing, Tom? Apollo Crews.
Oh, okay.
You don't have anything, do you?
No, are you doing Apollo Crews' song?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you started it yet?
Yeah, it's like halfway over.
Oh, damn.
Dun 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 dun.
Big muscles. I have big muscles and I do sick flips. I do sick flips and I have sick smile. Cause my teeth are so white, so white, so white, so white, so white, 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 white. Use crusted white strips today.